Good morning, and we are live with Enjoy the Journey, episode number 27. And this is May Duldalau here. And I'm coming from you from beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. And this morning, it's 6 a.m. every Friday morning, unless I was sick for a month. However, every Friday morning, we have this episode called Enjoy the Journey. Now, what is it? It's about the journey of people who really, really want to become successful in internet marketing and different topics we talk about every week to help us become more successful, help you become more successful, and just focus on enjoying the journey. You know, a lot of us go through life and we forget to really enjoy what we're doing. The reason that I named this series Enjoy the Journey is just because I tend to do that. I'll just be like cranking away, working, and I'll forget to enjoy my life. And this is a constant thing for me where I refocus and then I realize that what I want to do with my life is spend time with my family, making my family better, spending time with my son, my husband. I also enjoy financial freedom, learning about it, researching it, sharing it, teaching about it. I enjoy exercise, swimming, being outside, going surfing, okay? So these are things that I enjoy doing. That's what Enjoy the Journey is about. It's about focusing on what you like to do, what you feel is worthwhile in your life, and enjoying it. There's so many people who get what they want and then they're not happy. I've seen many people, including myself. I get what I wanted and then I realize, oh, this isn't what I wanted. I'm not happy. So there's a lot of things that happen in life that can make us think that it's so important when actually what we really love and what we really know is we always know what we know is we always know what's important in our life. It's just whether we remember in the now, and if we focus on it. So that's where we are. We're at Enjoy the Journey. Today's topic is extremely important, and yet it's something that most people might think is not important, and that's the funny part. What would you do with $300,000 US cash? Okay, we're talking US money. I don't care where you are in the world, it's the same question. What would you do with $300 US? Now, $300,000 US is a lot of money. I don't care where you're from. All right, you could be from a really high-end country in Europe, or in the United States, or you could be in a country where the dollar is very strong to your money and you have a lower cost of living. I know a lot of people on this list are from the Philippines. $300,000 goes a much longer way in the Philippines than it does in the US. However, it doesn't matter what country you're from, $300,000 is a lot of money. Why did I pick this number? It's a secret. I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, we're going to move on from there. Hold on. $300,000 is a number that, even though I don't know who you are, you might have already, I know a lot of people have already had that much money, $300,000 in their life. They have had it. And I know what they did with it. They know what they did with it. You watching know what you did with it or are doing with it. Okay? Then I know people who have never seen that much money altogether ever in their life. Okay? And that's a lot of people too. So $300,000 is actually kind of a realistic amount of money. Why do I say that? It's because it's realistic that in your lifetime you could make $300,000. It's actually quite possible. Not only that, $300,000 to some people doesn't seem like a lot of money, and to some people it's a ton of money. And it's just an interesting number to start with. We're going to do $300,000. There is a reason I'm using $300,000, and like I said, it's a secret. I will not tell you. There's probably only one, or maybe no. There's probably maybe 3 people who will watch this who will know why I picked that number. Okay, Chris doesn't know why I picked $300,000. Hi, Chris. How are you? I muted you because you're making lots of noise. I'm gonna. How's that? Can you talk? Can you hear? Oh, I muted myself. That's funny. Okay, now let me unmute you. Hold on. Oh, you are muted. I don't think I can unmute you. Can you unmute yourself? There
Yep.
you go. Okay. So how are you doing this morning, Chris?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. Awesome.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay. So I want to ask you the question first. What would you do with $300,000, Chris? Just be
What would I
honest. And I mean real honest, you know. I mean like you really have the opportunity to have $300,000 in your life. Really, what would you do with it?
I would travel. I want to
Mm-hmm.
travel, get to all the
Mm-hmm.
events. I want to be able to own a house of my own. And if I was to get a house, I'll be out in Costa Rica. I want to be out in Costa Rica. First time ever. I want to be able to be with all the big shots out there. But I'd also want to be able to live the dream of what I want. You know, getting into an online business gives me the opportunity to open my mind to do the things of what I want to do. And what that would be is being my own boss, living the dream of what I want. Be able to be independent. I don't need to rely on anybody. As a 8-hour job, 9 to 5, I live under somebody. I mean, I'm controlled under somebody. I have to do what they tell me to do, and I don't want that anymore. I understand it now. Thanks to May to helping me out. I really do appreciate. She's been asking me this question, and I haven't had the answers because I haven't been diving into my materials. But thanks to her, I really give props to you. I really, really do appreciate it. But what would I do with the money? I would travel. I really would travel. I want to be able to be an open vessel to what it is that I want to do. Own a house. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to get to all the events. I don't want to be tied down to other people's obligations. I want to be able to do the things of what I want to do. And that's what I want. That's what I really want.
Okay. Okay, so that's awesome. It's an awesome answer. Any answer that you say is your answer, and I want everyone to know in this hangout today. Oh, mute yourself out, Chris, just because of the background noise, and then I'll tell you when to unmute. Okay, so the reason I'm asking this question today is not because I want you to tell me any particular answer. The reason I'm asking you this question today is because it's important to your growth and figuring out if you're going to become wealthy or if you're going to become poor, if you're on the road to financial freedom, if you're on the road to financial failure. This is an extremely important question. And I'm asking it to you because I asked myself this question, okay? And it's more important than you think. Now, what Chris's answer is awesome. Chris is like she wants to travel, she wants to buy a house in Costa Rica. Costa Rica has a lower cost of living than the United States, so she could spend more money. Plus, she could be close to David Wood and Justin Berengia and a lot of leaders in our particular internet business. However, this webinar is actually not focused on internet business. This webinar is actually focused on how to become financially free. Now, that to be said, I'm not going to discourage anyone from doing internet business. In fact, I'm going to encourage you because that's what I do. That's why I'm on the internet right now, having this nice hangout. And, I think internet business is important because if you have a message, you want to get it out there, you need to get on the internet. And if you want to be employable in the next 10 years, you need to frickin' get on the internet. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Unless you're a total moron, you need to. No, I'm sorry, I shouldn't call people names. You really need to get on the internet to stay ahead in this day and age. In this economy, you need to educate yourself. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to dive right in. As soon as Chris and I put our names on the screen, Chris, go ahead, put your name on the screen so people know what your name is. And your website so that if they want to find out more about you, they can go there, you know, that kind of really important stuff that we're going to do right now before we delve right into the topic, okay? Unfortunately, the baby is crying. Hopefully, he will be okay. Okay. Switching on. I just did a bunch of funny stuff. On. Huh. My name doesn't seem to appear. Oh well. That's okay. My name is May. M-E-Y. So that's my name. M-E-Y. And for some reason, not sure why it doesn't show up. Wait, let me see. Oh, hold on. On, nothing. Okay, well, I'm not sure why mine doesn't show up. Anyway, we're going to move on, and maybe Chris will make hers work, maybe not. So Chris's name is K-R-I-S. Her last name is Walsh, W-A-L-S-H, and my name is May, M-E-Y. Last name is Duldulao, D-U-L-D-U-L-A-O. So that's who we are, okay? I just wanted to make sure you knew who we are. And I do have a blog at candoitblog.com, okay? C-A-N-D-O-I-T-B-L-O-G.com, candoitblog.com. Okay, moving on. I want to get into this before I might get pulled away because my baby's crying. So this might be ended very soon. However, I wanted to get to the point. So this is the point. If you had $300,000 in your life, what would you do with it? Now, Chris's answer is a very typical answer in the sense that she would spend the money, okay? A lot of people, when they hear that question, they would take the money and they would spend it. And that is totally fine, totally reasonable, and that is what most people would do with it. And that is why most people are not financially free. Now, this is important, and I want you to understand this. I'm going to say this really fast and quick, and I want you to understand it. You have to save money to become wealthy. Now, you might think, wow, she's in an internet business. Isn't she going to tell me to join her business with the money? No, I'm actually not. I'm not. I'm going to tell you this. I want you to be wealthy. I want you to become financially free. That means you have to settle your own finances in a proper way. Okay? It would have been a very sophisticated answer to even say you would save part of the money, right? The answer, if you're going to be financially free and wealthy, if you have that mindset, if you're thinking like someone who's financially free and wealthy, then you would take the entire amount and you would save it and invest it. Now, to some people, that's like, whoa, you know, I never even, why would I save it? That's so boring. Or when are you going to use the money? Well, if you invest the money, you actually make money from your money. It's not like you never have, it's not like you're putting the money away and never touching it. Well, you're going to make more money with it. Now, I'm not being theoretical here. I'm being extremely practical. Now, some people might say, oh, if I buy a house, that's an investment. And I would tell you this. Probably not. It's probably not an investment, okay? Just if you look at, okay, let's look at Hawaii. I live in Hawaii. Chris lives in Hawaii. Let's say we bought a house in Hawaii, okay? Let's say, hi, Jordan. Let's say we bought a house in Hawaii. Now, where I live, you cannot buy a house for $300,000. The cheapest houses where I live are $900, $1 million. That's the cheapest you could spend to buy a house where I live. Now, if you went somewhere else, say, I don't know, let's say you went to a different part of the island or a different island, you probably could buy a house for $300,000, okay? So say you went to some part of the island, bought a house for $300,000, okay? Is that a good investment? Now, in Hawaii, you might say, oh, well, the property value will go up, and plus my mortgage will be going into my house, you know, and so it's kind of like I'm forced saving. Well, I want to share with you something about buying a house. So if you bought a house in Hawaii and you bought a whole house, okay, even if you let's say let's say even if you you bought the house cash, you have the house. You still have to pay every month. You still have to pay, you know, electricity. You have to pay for fixing the house, right? You have to pay for keeping it, you know, repaired and everything. And you have to make sure that your house is in order. So you're still going to be spending money every month to upkeep your nice house. Okay? So you took the $300,000, you put it in a house. You're still spending money to upkeep and keep your house going. You need electricity, you need water, you need all these things, right? Okay, so now your money is locked in a house, and you have money you have to spend. Now, of course, you're going to have to spend the money anyway because you live there. I completely understand. However, what I'm saying is that is one way to use your money, okay? Buy a house. I might have to go soon. Hopefully he can last 15 minutes with the baby, okay? Let's root for my husband. Go, Jamal, you can do it. You can do it. 15 minutes with the baby, okay? I want to finish this topic. It's important, okay? This is an important lesson. Okay, so we got the house argument, all right? Other than the house argument, everything you say you say travel, like Chris said, okay? Or maybe you want to spend it on your kids, tuition, for college, you know, very, very noble cause, right? Maybe you want to spend it on getting out of debt, whatever. If you're spending your money, you're spending your money, okay? It's not making any money for you, all right? Now, this is an extremely important topic because there are so many other things you could do with the money, all right, that would make you money. And I know some, okay? Let's just talk about one that I know in particular. It's called a real estate investment trust. And if you're watching this and you actually do save money, or you're really thinking about becoming financially free, I would write this down, because knowing the knowledge I'm going to give you right now could make you free today. It's possible. Okay, I don't know where you're at, if you actually do have $300,000 sitting around or not. I don't know, okay? However, even if you didn't, this knowledge might make you financially free today. I'm not even kidding you. I'm telling the truth. Okay, so why? Okay, I studied a lot of things in my life about money. Recently, mostly, I've been cramming in financial freedom knowledge like you wouldn't believe, just because I really am motivated, okay? Now, real estate investment trusts, there are many, many different kinds. They're basically created to collect money to fund real estate projects. Let's talk about one very, very big real estate project. It's called Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, and if you don't know what that is, it's a government program that gives first-time home buyers a mortgage, okay? So they will fund you. They're like a big bank, a big fund of money the U.S. government has. If you wanted to buy your very first home, you could apply to the bank, and then the bank can access home buyer, you have good credit, you know, certain things have to apply, you know, or you can get a mortgage. Now, a lot of people do this. A lot of people will buy a home and they will get a mortgage, okay? Well, you can be one of those people who buys a home and gets a mortgage, or you can be one of the people who gives money to Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac to provide mortgages. And then you can be earning mortgage interest, okay? So that's one type of real estate investment trust, okay? There's other types. They might own one business building in one city, and they get together and they just collect rent on that building, and they take in money to maintain the building, keep the costs and everything, and then they split the profits to everyone who invested. That's another type of real estate investment trust, okay? And there are real estate investment trusts in certain cities where they own a bunch of different properties and they just rent them out, okay? Now, the reason I'm telling you this is just one type of investment. I'm not even going to pretend it's the best type of investment, because I know millionaire investors who do other things in real estate that I don't know about. It's above my head. I don't know it. I haven't researched it. And they have better returns than I do, okay? However, let's just talk about what I know about, because this is a hangout where I'm on it, okay? Real estate investment trust. Let me give you an example. If you went on Google Finance, okay, if you went to Google Finance or yahoofinance.com, you can type in these symbols. They're called ticker symbols, okay? Basically, they're abbreviations for different types of stocks or bonds or whatever is trading in the stock market, okay? Real estate investment trusts are traded in the stock market. I don't know if all of them are, however, I'm talking about the ones that are. Now, here's one. It's called Annaly Capital. And the ticker symbol or the abbreviation is NLY. N is in Nancy, L is in Larry, Y is in yes. Okay? So NLY. So you would go to Google Finance and you would type in NLY. And it would pop up Annaly Capital's information. There's going to be a bunch of stuff there you're not really going to understand. Okay? I'm going to be plain and simple with you. Okay? You're not going to understand stocks. If you've never seen a stock description, you're not going to understand it right away. However, the point is that you're going to go there and you're going to see it's going to say dividend yield. Okay? Thing about real estate investment trusts is they're a type of stock where all the money they make, they have to give it away. Not give it away, they have to pay it to their investors regularly. So it's not the type of stock where it's not like Apple or Google or Microsoft where you could buy the stock and you're investing in the company and they may or may not give you profits. It's not like that. Real estate investment trusts, they have to give you the profit regularly. All the profit they give to you. They just keep operating costs to pay for themselves. That's how real estate investment trusts work. Okay, so they usually have dividends. All right, and they can make quite a lot of dividends because it depends on how much rent they're making, how much mortgages they're booking. And as long as people are paying their mortgage payments, they make money. Or as long as people are paying their rent payments, they make money. That's kind of how they work. It's like instead of buying the house from the front end, you're funding people to buy their houses in the back there. Nice thing about it is you don't have to put up $300,000 to get started. Okay, you can put up as little as $2-3 to get started. That's how little. Okay, now in general, you have to save up a certain amount of money to open a brokerage account. Okay, I think I might have to go soon. My husband is not doing quite well with the baby. However, let me just tell you really quick what this means, and if Chris even understands this, then I know I succeeded at something. Okay, so if you took $300,000 and you invested it in NLY, do you know how much money you'd make every month? You would make, now NLY pays quarterly. That means they pay every 3 months. You took $300,000 of your money and put it in NLY today, and it's at kind of a low point today, which is a good time to buy things when they're low. You would make $9,000 every 3 months, or you would make $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month you would make. Now, that's if you took it and invested it. $3,000 a month. And it probably will go up later because it's kind of low right now. So that means you could make more. You could take that $3,000 and what could you do with it? Well, you could maybe use some of it for necessities like rent and your current utilities. You can use some of it to save more money, right? You can use some of it to go travel, like Chris said. That's more than enough to travel, right? $3,000 a month, right? You could travel. You could go to Costa Rica and rent and live there for a month and have savings left over. I mean, so I just gave you one example. I'm not saying that you need to go and buy NLY right now and invest in it. I just gave you one example, okay, of what you can do with $300,000 as opposed to just blowing it, spending it, buying a house. To me, if you invested it that way, it just makes more sense. Like you now have money coming from it every month that you can use. You know, you invested it. It's still there. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that the value of it won't fluctuate. That's the risk of the stock market. If you buy stocks, they might go down in value, up in value. In fact, they do it every day pretty much. They go up and down and up and down. So if you don't have a strong constitution, you probably shouldn't do this because you'll see it go down and be like, oh my God, I got to sell it. And I'm going to tell you this. There's a lot of techniques to the stock market. I'm not going to go into them. I'm just telling you basic principles here. Basic principles, okay? Well, if you want to know more about this, you have to study. There's techniques, you know, like if the stock goes down a certain percentage, you sell it, you wait for it to bottom out, then you buy it again. You know, there's certain things you can do to mitigate your losses. I mean, limit the losses in the stock market that people do all the time, and wealthy people. I mean, there are plenty of wealthy people who have stocks. In fact, I don't know any wealthy people who don't have stocks. I'm just going to say that right now, okay? So there are methods. This isn't gambling. This is very strategic. However, if you are serious about becoming financially free and wealthy, you will take the time to learn these things, okay? If you learn these things, then you can spend the time you want to do what you love and have the money to do it, as opposed to just spending it all at once and then there's nothing left. Now, I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense, Chris? Does that make sense to you? Does this hangout make sense?
Yeah, it sure does make sense.
Okay. All right. I'm glad it makes sense. I have to go because my baby's been crying for like, I guess Jamel's not doing so well. So I got to go help out. However, I just wanted to say that. I wanted to get the point out there and just let you know what you could do with that money. And it's important. And I'm glad that you came on this hangout today to learn about it, Chris, and anyone else watching, because I think this point is extremely important. Extremely important, you know. Chris, did you know if you saved $1,500 in your business, right, and you invested it in one of these real estate investment trusts, you would make enough money to pay your affiliate fee every month and never have to pay it again from that. Just $1,500. That's it. Did you know that?
No, but now I do.
That's it.
Valuable information that you're giving.
I'm investing it. We're doing it this coming month. We've saved enough. We're putting it in. Affiliate fee covered forever. I know. Okay. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for joining us on this hangout. And love you all. Bye-bye. And Chris, stay on for a second.